Welcome, wrestling fans, back to the Nation Network and the World Wrestling Federation. Superstars of Wrestling, Mean Scheme with you here, and we are counting down to the Survivor Series. Coming to you live from Honolulu, Hawaii. Stay with us. All right, fans, we are back and joined by the one and only, the Ultimate Warrior.
Well, you call him the Ultimate Warrior, I call him the Ultimate Maniac. Can only imagine what he's got on mind. Warriors, we are approaching the Survivor Series. As the Ultimate Warrior, I have assembled the Ultimate Team to compete against the good for nothing $1 Million Man. For the Warriors know that we cannot be purchased, and the Warriors know that we will not be bought. Ted DiBiase, you will feel the ultimate defeat. The time is ticking, Ted DiBiase, because all of your millions will not be able to save you, for it will be the millions of the Warriors who will rise supreme. Oh, wait a minute. Now we're going to see something very interesting.
Oh, it sounds like perhaps the $1 Million Man has something he wants to say. I don't know how smart an idea it would be to get in the ring with the Ultimate Warrior, however.
Well, you know what? When you're Ted DiBiase and you've got the $1 Million Team, you fear no man.
DiBiase in the ring now with the Ultimate Warrior. I don't know if this is a good move on his part, but
Warrior, I'm going to make you an offer even you can't refuse. Look at all these people out here, your fans. I am going to offer you the opportunity to take what I have to offer and walk away from Survivor Series. You have nothing to offer the Warriors. And I will not surrender. Not to you, and not to anyone on the $1 Million Team. Well, I had a feeling you might say that. So I've taken some precautionary measures, you might say. You see, you don't get to the top like I have and not have a B plan. Be real careful, because while I paid for the $1 Million Team, the best team in the Survivor Series, I may have bought one of yours too. I don't know what you refer to, Money Man, because everyone on the Warriors team are loyal. They are fierce, they are trustworthy, and they will be victorious. Mark my words. Are you so sure? Do you really know every one of those men as well as you think you do? Well, I happen to know that everyone's got a price for the $1 Million Man. And at Survivor Series, so will you. Let me tell you something, $1 Million Man. Survivor Series, there will be a survivor, and it will be the Ultimate Warrior. Well, I guess that's it. Just remember, I made you the offer. You had the opportunity, and you turned it down. When you talk about opportunity, let me share one with you. If I were you, I'd take this opportunity and walk out of my ring while you still can. We're going to settle this on November 20th, Cleveland, Ohio. And you're going to find out that everybody's got a price for the $1 Million Man.
Has he bought a member of the Ultimate Team? All right, fans, we are back, and wow, what a bombshell announcement by the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase.
Well, I hate to say I told you so, but you don't want to cross paths with the $1 Million Man because Ted DiBiase knows how to get things done.
Well, indeed, he's got the kind of money it would take. But would he be indeed able to pay off a member of the Ultimate Team for Survivor Series?
All I'm going to say is if anybody could, it would be him.
We get a look right now at Brutus the Barber Beefcake. Fans, it's going to be November 20th. Right here on the Nation Network Live, the Survivor Series. We talk about the Ultimate Warrior and the Ultimate Team. His teammates, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, the Macho Man, Randy Savage, and making his return here to the World Wrestling Federation, the incredible Hulk Hogan.
The incredible Trump Hogan, but why don't we talk about the big picture? The $1 Million Man's team with Jake Roberts, Mr. Perfect, and The Undertaker.
Well, indeed, a very formidable opposition, no doubt about it, as Brutus Beefcake drop-kicked by Max Moon.
Well, this Max Moon right now hasn't had a lot of wins under his belt, but he's a pretty interesting performer, I tell you what.
Well, he definitely has a barrage of offense that can surprise anybody. And here's a big bulldog right there in the head of Brutus, the Barber Beefcake, who has been trying to get his hands on that Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship for some time now.
Well, he's been trying to, but he's not been successful. And you know why? Because he's not as good as Greg the Hammer Valentine. Never has been, never will be. That's why the team didn't stay together.
Well, I beg to differ with that. I believe he's every bit as good as Greg the Hammer Valentine, and he is very capable of taking that Intercontinental Championship from him at any point in time.
Well, I don't know about any point in time because he won't have the opportunity on November 20th.
Indeed, it'll be tag team action. It'll be Survivor Series. Brutus the Barber's team against Greg the Hammer Valentine's team. Brutus Barber's gonna be in action. Back elbow right there, finding the mark, and now gets him up in the air. Brutus reversing out of that one, and Max once again on the receiving end of yet another clothesline. Brutus the Barber winds him off. Russian leg sweep perfectly executed.
Brutus Beefcake right now in control of this match, but that's not a guy wrestling against him the caliber of Greg the Hammer Valentine.
Well, I cannot argue with that, not for a moment. Oh, wait a minute. He just pulled out a foreign object and the referee saw it. Beefcake got to get the win.
Well, not the way he wanted to.
All right, we're back in the ring, and this time making his return, the Hulkster.
Well, let me tell you guys something, man. The Hulkster's taking a little bit of time off, brother. And I've got everything working once again right where it needs to be. And let me tell you something, $1 Million Man. I heard what you had to come out here and say to the Warrior. Well, I'm here to tell you something, Jack. Hulk Hogan is 100% on Team Warrior. You know, $1 Million Man, you can flash all that money around all you want. But you're not going to buy somebody like Hulk Hogan. You're not going to buy somebody like the Ultimate Warrior. You're not going to buy the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. And we all know you're not going to buy the Macho Man, Randy Savage. You're trying to plant the seed of doubt, man. You're trying to make us think that the Team Warrior's got an infiltrator inside the ranks, and it's not going to work, brother. So whether you want to bring your dead man, whether you want to bring Mr. Perfect or that slimy snake, it doesn't make a difference, dude. What's you gonna do when the 24-inch pythons and the Warriors run wild on you?
Whoa, wait a minute!
Hulk Hogan, you think that you are going to stand up to me. I am going to take every member of your team and lay them out. You don't scare me, dead man. Now I know you're a big bad dude, man. And you got some sort of powers that even I don't completely understand, brother. But on November 20th, you and every member of that $1 million team, man, they're going down. The only one that's gonna go down on November 20th is gonna be you. 6 feet down. And you and your team will rest in peace. Well, that's where you're wrong, man. That's where the training, the prayers, the taking the vitamins all going to come together, man. Because it won't be 4 against 4. It's going to be 4 against all the maniacs and all the warriors, man. You're going to feel the madness, brother. The real Americans are going to stand up to the $1 million man. And you can believe that all you want. What we believe is that the end is near. Well, brother, I'll tell you something right now. We don't have to wait till November 20th. Right now, I'm feeling it. The 24-inch pythons are feeling it. And if you want to do this right now, right here, then I don't see a reason to wait. We will do this on my time. And I say we will do this at the Survivor Series. What an interesting name. Because you will not survive. You know what, brother? You may be able to frighten a lot of other people around here, but you don't scare me. You might act like some super source of power, but I know deep down inside, you're just a man. And you're gonna feel the power of Hulkamania. And you are the one, brother, that's gonna rest in peace.
All right, Hogan with some strong words for the Ultimate Warrior. Or I beg your pardon, the Undertaker. More when we come back here with Superstars of Wrestling. All right, welcome back, wrestling fans. More of the Superstars of Wrestling, and here is the World Heavyweight Champion, Ramon.
Razor Ramon, indeed, the World Heavyweight Champion, and that title will be the only title on the line at the Survivor Series.
Indeed, Razor Ramon putting the title up against Roddy Piper. These two men have had a difference of opinion for some time now. Piper, the former world champion, hasn't been quite the same since he lost it over a year ago. And just to correct you, sir, there will be one other title defended. It'll be on the pre-show, the kickoff show over on Twitch. It will be Tatanka defending the America's Heritage Championship against Owen Hart.
Yeah, well, don't correct me about anything because I was talking about right here on the Nation Network.
And there you get a look at him. Your world champion. Will he still be the world champion after November 20th?
I believe he will.
And here comes his opponent, El Mago.
El Mago, you know, I haven't seen a whole lot of El Mago, but that which I have, I'm not all that impressed.
I don't like his odds against Razor Ramon, I can tell you that much right now, as Razor Ramon wasting no time whatsoever. Going to work on the masked luchador, the Mexican Star.
Mexican Star, huh? Well, I'll tell you right now, what would you expect from the people who gave us Chico Santana?
That's Tito Santana, and he'll be in action here in just a little while.
Oh, great. We'll get to see my favorite.
Indeed, I believe. We talked about Brutus's Barbers. It's going to be Brutus the Barber, Beefcake, Hacksaw, Jim Duggan, Bam Bam Bigelow, and the British Bulldog going up against the likes of Greg the Hammer Valentine, the Big Boss Man, the King Jerry Lawler, and Papa Shango.
Well, I'll tell you right now, I think Greg the Hammer Valentine clearly has a superior team going into the Survivor Series. It ought to be very interesting.
Well, I don't know about the superior team. I think both teams match up pretty well. Both are very strong. As El Mago. What a bulldog on the champion. Wow, what an unbelievable move.
Well, I'll give credit where credit is due. I wasn't expecting this guy to be able to put up any kind of a fight against Razor Ramon, but thus far he has managed to.
El Mago now walking Razor over to the turnbuckle. Throws him into the corner, and now the champion turning things around with a big D. Irish whip sends him to the ropes. Back out front he goes. Clothesline, and down goes El Mago. What does he do? Razor Ramon removing the turnbuckle pad.
Well, you know what, Razor Ramon, you don't want to make him angry, and that's what El Mago has done.
Slingshots El Mago back to the middle of the ring, and now the referee realizes what's going on with that turnbuckle pad. Oh, and look at this. Razor Ramon taking advantage of the referee turning his back. He went down south of the border.
Well, you know what? He's got to do what he's got to do, and now he just drilled him with a big choke slam, and that might be the match right there.
El Mago somehow managed to kick out. Look at the look on the face of the champion. Oh, this will be it right here. If he hits with this one, he's looking for the Razor's Edge, I'm sure.
No doubt about it, and El Mago about to get a return ticket back to Mexico.
Razor's Edge. And I dare say that will be it for El Mago here on the Superstars. There's your winner, Razor Ramon.
Well, Razor Ramon proving why, in fact, he is the World Heavyweight Champion.
Oh, wait a minute. Roddy Piper. Piper is here. We've got a stare down. November 20th. What is that going to be? All right, fans, we are back, and it is time for some tag team action. Here come the tag team champions, Tito Santana, Rick Martel, Strike Force.
Well, again, my opinion never changes. They're just a couple of pretty boys, in my opinion.
Well, they're also the tag team champions. You got to give respect where it's due.
I don't have to do anything. As far as I'm concerned, they're a couple of lucky guys to be tag team champions.
Well, Survivor Series, it is going to be very interesting. They have chosen as their tag team partners the Legion of Doom, the Road Warriors. They'll be going up against Demolition and these two gentlemen.
Well, you know what? When you talk about the Hart Foundation, now you're talking about one of the greatest tag teams of all time. Here are the guys who eventually, in my opinion, are destined to take those tag team titles away.
It very well may happen that way, but it's hard to say. There are a lot of teams out there that claim that they are going to be the ones to take those titles away from Martel and Santana. I don't know about you, but I've been listening a little bit to what Bobby the Brain Heenan's had to spew, and of course the Heenan family at this point in time, who can stop them?
Well, Bobby the Brain Heenan is not the Brain by accident. He has put together one of the most powerful organizations in wrestling history.
And Tito Santana wasting no time at all. Running into Bret the Hitman Hart with a big clothesline, took him down, but now it's the Hitman with a double team. Jim the Anvil Neidhart with that big elbow, taking a page out of the book of Demolition, who will be their tag team partners at the Survivor Series.
Survivor Series shaping up to be one of the greatest events in the history of the Nation Network, no doubt about it.
Teams of 4 men will strive to survive. Single eliminate, I beg your pardon, elimination until one team is completely eliminated. So pinfall or submission will remove one man from a team, not the entire team. Thereby, one team would have, let's say, a 4-on-3 advantage. Could be a 4-on-1 advantage.
It could be indeed, and I would not be the least bit surprised to see it work out that way.
Right now, Martel out on the floor, going to work on Jim the Anvil Neidhart. And the Anvil with a big clothesline, and down goes Martel. Referee count continues in the ring.
Titles might not be on the line here tonight, but all the more reason for the Hart Foundation to make sure they get the victory.
We talk about the tag teams. It will be the Heenan family. We don't know which members. He's got so many. Going up against the Rockers and the Young Stallions.
I don't think there's any, he could pick any 4 guys he wants from that stable. He could pick Andre the Giant, he could pick King Kong Bundy, he could pick a whole bunch of different names. It won't matter at the end of the day. The Rockers and the Stallions are just pretty boys. They don't have the intestinal fortitude to get it done, in my opinion.
Well, again, I'm going to beg to differ with you. I believe all 4 of those men have extraordinary talent in the ring and are well capable of coming out on top in that Survivor Series match. We'll be coming to you live from Cleveland, Ohio on the 20th. The Thanksgiving Day tradition that is the Survivor Series.
The 20th is not Thanksgiving Day.
Oh, it's the holiday tradition. Once again, the double team. And once again, the Hart Foundation taking a page from the book of Demolition. Rick Martel on the receiving end. And thus far, I would say the Hart Foundation have done the better job in this match of tag team wrestling.
Without question, without doubt, they have. And it's hard to believe that I actually agree with you on something.
And now, Jim the Anvil Neidhart. Right hands to the side of the head, and Rick Martel is rocked. Down he goes. The Canadian superstar.
Now that kick may have been a little bit low. I'm not so sure. Maybe this referee should be getting involved.
Well, the referee's doing his job. He's counting both men out, and that's all he can do. They exchange blows left and right. The referee's count now up to 6.
They're not paying attention to the count. I don't even think they care right now.
Into the steel post he goes. And now Martel throwing the anvil back into the ring.
Just guaranteeing that there won't be a count out.
Big right hand. And now Rick Martel drives him into the turnbuckle and then drops him into the middle of the ring.
What just happened with Santana right there? Why did he drop off the apron?
I believe he's giving Martel some room to work here on the anvil, and that's worked out pretty well.
It almost looked to me as if he was trying to avoid the tag.
I hardly believe so. Tito Santana, former Intercontinental Champion. He is the reigning tag team, one half of the tag team champions. There's no way he's going to run from a tag opportunity.
I don't know, maybe right now he sees all the damage the Hart Foundation are doing to Rick Martel, and he doesn't want to have any of it himself.
And the Hitman now taking a moment to taunt the crowd here ringside. That could be a mistake, however, as Martel has reclaimed possession and control for the moment at least. And now the tag made. Here comes Tito Santana.
Well, it's strange how he waits for the opportunity when Bret Hart is down and out. He wouldn't come in earlier.
Well, once again, I don't agree with that whatsoever, and I believe Tito Santana was not avoiding a tag whatsoever. He was simply biding his time.
Yeah, that's a nice way of saying he was chicken.
You can call Tito Santana many things, but a coward is not one of them.
I can call him many things, but the FCC would shut us down.
Give me a break. The Hitman back in the ring quickly. Now he locks up with Tito Santana. Neck breaker on the native of Tacula, Mexico.
Tijuana.
It is Tacula, Mexico.
Tijuana, that's where he makes his little sombreros that he sells.
Santana now has got him. Crucifix, shoulders were down. Referee got there as quickly as he could, but apparently the momentum too much.
Well, you know what? Chico Santana's going to try and pull one out of the hat once in a while because he knows head-to-head, nose-to-nose with a guy with the technical ability of Bret the Hitman Hart that he can't match up. And look at the dirty tactics he's stooping to right now.
That was not dirty tactics whatsoever. It's a page out of the book, if anything, of the Hart Foundation. And now the excellence of execution. Bret Hart, nicely done to get out of that one, but he walks right back in. And there's an inverted atomic knee drop.
Well, that's the kind of move right there that'll have Bret Hart singing soprano.
All the way over the top rope, out to the floor he goes. Santana with a right hand. And he's got the Hitman up, couldn't hold him. DDT on the floor. You've got to be kidding me.
Well, one thing about the Hart Foundation we've seen here in this match tonight, they're not afraid to take it out to the floor, and they're very successful when they do.
Tito Santana thrown back into the ring. And now into the turnbuckle he goes. Walks right into the big boot, does the Hitman. Referee trying to maintain order as Rick Martel looked like he might be getting into the ring. Side headlock, bulldog, and down goes Tito Santana.
Well, Tito Santana right now in a lot of trouble.
He's going to do it again.
He may be unconscious.
Well, clearly not, as he's trying to make his way over. He wants to make the tag. Here comes the anvil. And Santana makes the tag. Here it comes.
Well, there goes.
Martel walks right into the power of the anvil, and down he goes. Santana outside the ring.
And now he goes for the cover. Could this be all?
No, indeed. Only a 1 count. Rick Martel able to get out. Jim the Anvil Neidhart thought he might have him.
Well, Jim the Anvil Neidhart did the right thing right there because he knew Chico Santana was out on the floor, couldn't make the save, and tried to get one right there on Rick Martel. He just didn't have him worn down quite enough. But I believe it's only a matter of time now.
The Anvil working and throws Martel across the ring. Santana wants a tag.
Oh, now he wants a tag, right? Let's see what happens when Martel gets a little bit closer. His arm gets a little bit shorter. It's an amazing thing.
Martel just got thrown by the Anvil. Strike Force in trouble. Oh, look at this. He got him. Rolls him up, shoulders, and now referee is there. This will be huge.
No. He couldn't hold him down.
Oh, now the Anvil's got him. A variation of the Cobra Clutch or the $1 Million Dream. Martel in trouble.
Well, Jim Neidhart couldn't get him to submit to it, but right now he's got him right where he wants him.
Up over the shoulder, this could be it. Big power slam, hooks the leg. Martel able to kick out the back door.
You know, he probably could have put him away by using the heart attack with his tag team partner.
Oh, he could have indeed, but 2K still has not decided to fix the problem with the game that does not allow that to happen. He throws him with a nice move right there. Now, Jim the Anvil. Oh, he just got caught one more time. Martel, perhaps to a certain degree, playing possum on Jim the Anvil Neidhart. As he goes to work on the head and the neck area.
Yeah, have you noticed the neck area of Jim the Anvil Neidhart? You think you're going to do anything with that? You've got to be kidding me.
Well, right now, Martel standing over the fallen. Half of the Heart Attack, or half of the Hart Foundation. And as soon as he goes to get up, Martel right back on top. Martel continues with the heavy forearms. He's going to go. I believe he was getting ready.
It looked like he might have had that Boston Crab in mind, but it didn't happen.
Into the boot of Santana. Wait a minute. I believe Santana was going for the figure, but yes, Neidhart has been busted open. Santana tried, I believe, for the figure 4 leg lock, but it was blocked by the Anvil. And now ramming the head of the Anvil into that turnbuckle that can only further agitate the wound.
Well, Jim the Anvil Neidhart definitely needs to meet the tag out now. He's been in the ring way too long.
Back heel trip and down goes Santana. That was the opportunity to make the tag. He did not take advantage of it. Instead, going to go for the scoop slam. There's that power slam by the Anvil. Hooks the leg. Referee there. Will that be it? 1, 2. Save is made by Rick Martel.
Why can't the Strike Force ever just accept the fact that they've been defeated?
Well, it's tag team wrestling. You're always going to try to make the save for your tag team partner, and you know that.
No, I don't know that. Not all the time. Listen, there was nothing wrong with what he did. It was a power slam. It's a perfectly legal move.
Santana now hooks the leg. 1, 2, and he almost got him.
Now, I'll say one thing right there. Bret the Hitman Hart took a little too long to get into the ring, in my opinion. Should have been in there quicker, because I'm not sure he'd have been able to make that save.
The blood flowing down the head of Jim the Anvil Neidhart, and now Santana in the corner. Tag made. Here comes the double team by the Hart Foundation. Back elbow, finding the mark, and look at Jim Neidhart wearing the wounds of battle here. And Santana back in control. What's he going to do here? Going, perhaps, for the figure 4 leg lock.
No, he's setting up for it, though. You see him going to work on the leg of Bret the Hitman Hart.
Each of these men have submission moves that they rely on. The figure 4 leg lock for Santana. The sharpshooter for Bret the Hitman Hart. And right now, Santana waiting for the moment. There it is. He's got the leg. He's going to go for the figure 4.
Oh, right now, Bret Hart's in trouble. He's got to turn this thing over or make it to the ropes, or it will be over.
And he does reverse it, and that puts the pressure on Tito Santana.
And that's why he is the excellence of execution. He knows every counter for every hold that there is.
Well, there's no counter for that one. A pile driver. Down he goes on top of his head.
Wait a minute. Now look at this. Martel bailing out. We saw earlier from Chico Santana, and now this time Martel dropping off the apron.
Well, once again, I'm not sure that was anything. There was no reach by Santana. It wasn't like he was trying to make a tag.
I'm just saying, things look a little bit squirrely to me. Perhaps this team is not quite on the same page as you would think they were.
Santana with that crucifix. Did not hold on to it for the cover. Now goes in, hooks the leg. Thinks he's got Jim the Anvil in trouble, and maybe he did, but Bret the Hitman Hart able to make the save. Martel comes in the ring to clear things out. Deep arm drag right there by Jim the Anvil Neidhart. And the tag made. Bret the Hitman Hart. He's going to have to go all the way over to enemy territory to get up to Tito Santana, but he does.
Well, it's not so much enemy territory when you're the man in control, but you really don't want to spend a whole lot of time in that half of the ring if you can avoid it. I wouldn't put it past Chico Santana or Rick Martel to illegally get involved from outside the ring.
Oh, give me a break. You are describing the playbook of the Hart Foundation to a T.
No, I'm not.
Santana down. And now Bret the Hitman Hart feels like he's got this one in control, and he may very well. Turns the tide. Oh, went right into the back elbow. The Hitman. And again. Top rinse lock down by Tito Santana has him. And Bret Hart fighting his way back out. Series of right hands to the midsection.
Well, Bret the Hitman Hart, I don't know if he's going for a bear hug or what he was doing there. Oh, wait a minute.
He's got the figure 4, and it's on again. Santana cinching down on that figure 4 leg lock, and again, Bret the Hitman Hart able to turn it over.
Well, that proves my point. 2 times now, Chico Santana's finishing move wasn't enough to get it done.
And there is the tag. So once again, to dispel the rumor that you would like to spread.
Hey, the rumor I'm spreading right now is the Hart Foundation have the best of Strike Force.
Oh, here comes the sharpshooter. Not too many people going to survive this one. Rick Martel, will he count himself amongst them? I don't think so.
Doesn't look good at all right now, and it's over. He tapped out. If the tag team titles would have been on the line right here, we would have had new tag team champions, and we should.
All right, fans. We take a look back at some moments from this one. And indeed, perhaps, the Hart Foundation have made their claim that they deserve the tag team title match. I believe they do.
Well, how can you not agree with that after what you just saw here tonight?
There are the winners. Jim the Ammonite, our Bret the Hitman Hart, the Hart Foundation. Fans, stay with us. Plenty more action still to come right here on Wrestling Superstars. All right, welcome back, fans. This is our main event of the evening here on WWF Superstars of Wrestling.
Well, when you talk about superstars, you've got to be talking about the Macho Man Randy Savage. No doubt about that.
I'd agree 100% with that statement right there. The Macho Man. And all his glory, getting ready to come into the ring against another member of the Hart Foundation, Owen Hart.
Owen Hart, the younger brother of the man we just saw victorious a moment ago, Bret the Hitman Hart. The Macho Man, the seasoned veteran, the man who knows his way inside and outside the ring.
Indeed, the Macho Man, Randy Savage, former world champion, would like to climb that ladder once again and reclaim that title that was taken from him by Razor Ramon. As we take a look here at Owen Hart.
Well, I'll say one thing about Owen Hart right now. He has really shown that he is capable of wrestling under his own name. He's his own wrestler. He's not living off of the notoriety of his brother or his father or any other siblings. He's his own man out there, and he is very capable of winning matches all on his own. However, when you're a member of the Hart Foundation, you're never really truly alone now, are you?
Well, there is something to be said about that, no doubt. He has been referred to in certain circles as the Black Heart, Owen Hart. The Macho Man, Randy Savage, going to work right away. And while Savage has the advantage, perhaps, with in-ring experience, that really is saying a lot because Owen Hart has grown up in this business, no two ways about it. A graduate of the dungeon of his father, Stu Hart, and only the very few survive that. Wait a minute. What? The Macho Man all the way to the top rope. You got to be kidding me. Is it over?
Well, Randy Savage looking to make a quick payday here. He hit him with the elbow.
Indeed he did. Hooks the leg. That is a shocking victory. The Macho Man Randy Savage from the top rope. Unbelievable. Well, fans, that's it for this episode of WWF Superstars of Wrestling. We remind you, November 20th to join us here on the Nation Network. It will be the Survivor Series. We get a look at Owen Hart outside the ring, the Macho Man inside the ring. It is going to be a happening when we get to Cleveland, Ohio. We look forward to seeing you there. In the meantime, so long, everyone.